This is LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we explore the ins and outs of conscious creation to manifest our favorite dreams come true. Let's have some fun together. Welcome, and thank you for joining me for another episode. Harvey is sitting in on this recording with me, which is appropriate because he's part of today's story. In fact, my working title for this episode, as I've been taking notes, is The Dog Walk. It'll probably have a different name by the time it gets to you. But yeah, let me tell you about this hike. So there's a dog walk that we like to go on for a couple of reasons. One, it is super close to the house. This is the closest hike to the house that we go on regularly. Technically, we could probably walk from the house to it, although, frankly, I'd be tired of walking by the time we got to the trailhead, so we drive. But it's really close. We're there in just a few minutes. It's also very shady, tons of trees, really good shade cover. It's also far away from any major roads, so you don't hear any traffic. It's super quiet. It's also not well known. I don't know if it's on trail maps, so you're not likely to run into too many people on it. So when you're in the mood to be by yourself, or if you just want to enjoy the quiet of the trees, this is such an ideal hike. But it does have some downsides, including it has no water on it. There is no water, not any time of year that we've ever run across. So that's not ideal for the puppies. And it's pretty steep and also very narrow. It's a hike, it's a hike. We don't do this one unless someone's really in the mood to get a workout. It's uphill. For me and my fitness level anyway, this is a workout. For, hikers who are actually hiking and not just dog walkers who call their walks hikes like me. Other hikers would say this is fine, it's not a big deal, but I'm out of breath on it. This is not the hike to take a friend where you want to be able to talk to each other, because you will both be out of breath. Sometimes it's a slog. A lot of times when I'm doing this hike, I'll say most of the times when I'm doing this one, I start wondering pretty early on if it's okay to turn around before we even get to the first turnaround point. Because there's this really gorgeous, it's a natural turnaround point. It's an overlook of the entire valley. It's just a stunning view. But getting there, it's like you gotta be committed. It's just so uphill. We do usually turn around at that first turnaround point because by the time we get there, I'm like, that's all I got in me, pups. There have been a couple of times we've gone beyond it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful hike if you're up for a workout. Or sometimes we go there when I'm just phoning it in for the pups, and I don't want to take all the time to drive to one of our other favorite hikes, maybe because we don't have the time to, or because those other ones will be too crowded that time of day. So there are times when this is the right one to be on. But there is one other reason that we might pick this hike above all the others we could pick from, and that's when you've been doing all the others so much that you just want a change of pace. That's what happened to us the other day. So we'd been walking our favorite one several times in a row, and we'd been to the super, super special one, but that's like a 25-minute drive, and if I'm going to drive that far, I know for some people that doesn't sound like very far, but I really want to take all three, and taking three, it's better if you have a partner. Okay, so anyway, we went on the strenuous hike because we'd been doing the favorite one for long enough that we just wanted to switch things up a bit. So, and then the other thing I need to tell you is that my mom had recently, she didn't say she was tired of looking at kittens, but she did say that she missed Harvey and Olive. And Mom, I assume you were missing Winston too, or do you really have favorites? So she'd made a point of asking for more pictures and video of the dogs. And for that reason, I brought my phone on this hike just so I could get a couple pictures and video for Mom. So we start this hike and I take some pictures of the puppies. And because I've got my phone with me, I take a picture also of, there's this tree that I've been wondering, what exactly is this tree? So I took a picture of it so I could look it up when I got home. But after I took the picture, I remembered, I could look it up right here, because if you just click on the eye, Siri will tell you what this is. She'll give it her best guess anyway. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it told me what it was. It was a Rocky Mountain maple. It was so nice to know its name. I really liked that. It was a lovely little tree. And then we walked a little further, and I thought, wow, I wonder what this lovely's name is. And I took a photo of it and I looked it up. Oh, it was a currant. Look, I hear about currants a lot. They keep talking about how they're good to plant in your yard because they're native or drought tolerant or I don't know. They like them for a variety of reasons. Maybe because deer like to eat them, or maybe people think deer don't like to eat them. I can't remember. I always wondered, what does a currant look like? Oh, I'm looking at one. They are lovely. They're so pretty. And then I took a picture of another one. It was a gamble oak. It was just so fun to know the names of the plants on our hike. Kind of felt like it was revealing this mystery that I'd been entertaining in my mind. Like, what's your name? So it was fun to know what all the lovelies were called. Oh, I also got some wildflowers identified, and I confirmed that was indeed wild strawberry that I thought I was looking at. So I did get the pictures for Mom of the puppies, and I also took a picture of this gorgeous rock wall covered in moss. It's a stunning rock wall. It's so pretty. It's just an amazing, amazing geographical feature. And every time I walk by it, it reminds me of my friend from high school, Shane Holtz, because that's where I was when I texted him for the first time in it was the first time we ever texted him forever, because the last time we were in touch, texts didn't exist. That's how long. I've been talking to him for a while, but still, every time I walk by that, I think of Shane. And I'm not wanting to be someone who gets lost in her phone on a hike, so I make a point of talking to the pups so they don't feel like I'm AWOL on this hike. And I'm observing the signs of wildlife around me, and I'm enjoying the beautiful day. I'm talking to all the lovely flowers and rocks and the trees and the sticks and the puppies. And guess what happened? We turned a corner, we came around a bend, and there was the turnaround spot. We were at the Outlook already. I don't even know how we got there so fast. I was like, what is happening here? Something was different. I didn't understand, because I wasn't sweating. I wasn't out of breath. I wasn't anxious to turn around. I didn't have to coach myself to keep going in order to get to this point. In fact, even as we were standing there, I was like, well, shoot, this is where we normally turn around, but I didn't feel like turning around. I felt like going further, and so we did. Because it seemed like we had just barely gotten started. It seemed like we were just barely a half mile from the car. And I had enjoyed the whole hike. This whole hard, strenuous, steep workout of a hike, I had loved every single minute of it. It was easy. It was delightful. It was just pure joy. Not once did I just ask, can we turn around here, puppies? I didn't have to encourage myself to keep going. I wasn't feeling like a wimp for wanting to turn around way before we got to this overlook. And I thought, well, yeah, I guess because you were super distracted on your phone, or you took lots of breaks because of all the pictures you were taking of plants. And yes, that is true. But it's also true that I was enjoying this hike more than usual because I was thinking of my mom, and I was thinking of Shane, and I was talking to the puppies, and I was reveling in the gamble oak and the Rocky Mountain maple and the wild strawberry, whose names I all know now. And I realized this is what Abraham means when they talk about how, those hard things can be easy when we don't do them hard. When we do them instead with joy and appreciation and delight, we can sail right through what would otherwise be challenging things. Remember how they say unhappy journeys don't have happy endings? It made me realize also how much enjoyment I've been missing out on this hike because I was walking it as if it were a hard hike, instead of walking it like it was a fun hike or a lovely hike or a beautiful hike. I was doing it as the hard hike. Look, I know, yes, I'm talking about a dog walk. Okay, look now how I call it a dog walk instead of a strenuous hike now. But this same thing is true for no matter what we're doing, whether it's building a business or getting physically fit, or being in a marriage, or raising kids, or finding a job, or whatever other hard things we might think are hard. If instead we just take a few pictures along the way for a loved one, or satisfy some curiosity about the lovelies along the way, or just generally make a point of enjoying ourselves, oh man, that path is transformed. It's transformed. We'll get there before we know it, with joy in our heart, without breaking a sweat, asking ourselves, wow, how is that so easy? So here's to transforming whatever hard things we were doing, instead letting them be delightful, joyful, easy, can't wait to do it again things. I hope you got some inspiration from this episode. Thanks for listening, everyone. Happy manifesting.